This is me pouring water on my rally car, trying to keep it cool so I can beat this guy, who's first. I have spent months preparing my car for this day, and I will do everything in my power to come first for one specific reason. I've never gotten to live out that childhood dream of standing up on the podium and shaking the bottle of martini because I won a race. So in this video, I'm going to show this car the love it deserves so that it can be competitive and I can live out my childhood fantasy. Whether it's first, second, or third, it's a podium. My name is Devlin. I've driven on tracks all over the world, I've made YouTube videos for almost a decade, and cars are all I do. Now, I should quickly say that this isn't just any old Peugeot 505, it's arguably the most famous Peugeot 505 in the world. Wow! So because we're in the presence of royalty, I think I should professionalize my look a little bit. I don't quite have time to deal with all of this, but I do have time to deal with this.
But you just pointed to all of me. Yes.
If you can't be sensible, be memorable. Now that I have my look sorted, I have to turn my attention towards the car. I've entered the car in Rallycross, a timed gravel event where speed, grip, reliability, and driver skill all work together to make a winner. And because, as it currently sits, the Peugeot is the least powerful car that's going to be showing up on race day, I have to do some serious work to it to turn that around. So with less than a month before racing starts, I have to enact this 4-step master plan to ensure this car is competitive so that I have a chance to win. Finally, we are working on the car, fixing something that's best described in a rap. This non-turbo Peugeot became a turbo Peugeot when my bro and I put a turbo in the Peugeot from a Japanese van. A turbo that we thought on its own would give us enough horsepower to be competitive with the other drivers. We realized after there's a couple things we still have to do. The biggest leak our turbo kit actually has nothing to do with what we touched. Where these two pieces connect, which we never had apart, the gaskets failed. So it was blowing out and we tried to weld it shut the night before the event when we noticed it didn't work. So we're gonna separate this and fix our turbo air feed so that it gets the best air possible to spool it up. While Matt's on that side of the car working on the air that's going to the back side of the turbo, I'm gonna fix the air that goes into the front side of the turbo. Air doesn't like to change directions, while this intake was like a masterclass in how many times you can do it in a short distance. This was hopelessly inefficient, so we're gonna clean this up. Independently, both of these are hilarious, but compared to each other, this one does way less turning than the original one, so I am hoping that with what Matt fixed, getting air to the back side of the turbo, and what I've just built, getting air to the front side of the turbo, we will make more power and hopefully spool sooner. Having a turbo that breathes and spools quickly is exactly what we need on the Rallycross circuit to be competitive. Because the other cars are naturally aspirated running more power, we need this to light up quickly so we can get corner to corner faster than we ever have before. It doesn't matter how much air we get into this engine, it needs to mix with fuel. And because this car never came with a turbocharger, it doesn't have the fuel capacity to feed more air. But thanks to the wonderful people of the Peugeot Facebook group, I was able to find something that's going to fix that problem. There were factory turbo diesel Peugeots available, and this is a pump from one of them. Pop one out, pop one in. Nifty, wifty, pifty.
I've tried, written down the words to say, it is time, I've been waiting 5 days.
I'm sitting here at my workbench and I can quickly tell you why this pump is going to work much better in our application than the pump off the car. This pump has this ball attachment here, which is called boost reference. It takes a boost signal from the piping and adds fuel accordingly to the pressure of air going into the engine to make more power throughout the entire rev range. I am so excited. This is probably the biggest change we're making to this car. With a proper boost reference pump and the turbo we've added, we're gonna nearly triple this car's original horsepower. That's gonna put us right competitive with some of the fastest guys there and will no longer be the least powerful car on the start line. However, horsepower needs something else. Now that I keep giving this thing horsepower left, right, and center, I've got to make sure I can get it to the ground. These old tires are not up to par, and they're winter tires, and the next event that we're gonna race is a gravel event. So I have something for it. The Kumho R700 competition use gravel tire. There's no sense in turning horsepower into wheel spin, and because all of the competitors that we run against run gravel tires, there's no point in the whole race this isn't gonna help us. We're actually gonna get these on before I properly tune the pump so that I can actually test whether or not it's working. Next most important thing we have to do is no matter how much prep work you do to the car, if it can't get to the end of the race because of a mechanical failure, you can't win. So as unexciting as it is, we're gonna do some things to the car to make sure it can survive an entire race. It is Saturday before the race day and I'm having a big problem with the car. You do 3 pulls and the car sits at 210 to 220 Fahrenheit. Well, that's just not going to cut it. You do 30 or 40 full boost pulls in a race in every single stage before you get to park the car again. That kind of cooling system is not going to cut it because it takes forever to crawl back under 200. So I'm going to have to think of something out. I have an idea, but it's a little strange. I fixed the Ford F-250 with Delica brake light parts, so I'm going to do the same on the Peugeot by using the Delica's washer fluid nozzles and pointing them at the rad. That gives me a 1-gallon reserve of water that I can use for the entire race to cool the rad down and then just fill it up before the next stage. I got the washer pump wired up to its own switch. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's take it for a test drive and see if I can get some heat into it and then bring that heat back down. It'll be a bit redneck, but if it works, who cares? I'm really torn about this. It's not cooling, it's still sitting at 190, which is, it's not that hot. It's just that I've only been able to do 2 pulls under high speed. Like 3rd gear pulls are not realistic to what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be doing 2nd gear full throttle pulls into hairpins. So I wanna push the car to its limit because I think it's almost fast enough that I could beat Peter. And that doesn't mean anything to you, but Peter has won every single rear-wheel drive event that I have gone to. I love you, Peter, but I want to beat you, and I don't know if I can if I turn my block into a piece of molten lava. With no time to think of a better solution, I was going to have to run the car as it was and hope I can rally through to a victory. If you're gonna aim for success, you better dress for success in my racing suit. I've even got my ass-kicking shoes on and I've got my Bob Ross socks because today's driving is gonna be pure art. There's nothing else I can do. I've worked on the car, I've made it faster than it ever has been before, and over there, the track and Peter are ready and I'm gonna try to take them on in my French-eating surrender monkey Peugeot 505. I'm fingers crossed it's gonna happen. Let's get out there and start racing. The format for racing is pretty simple. In the morning you get 5 runs, each of them are timed and your best one is chosen. In the afternoon you get another 5 and at the end of the day they're both combined, so your lowest average time wins the race. As we started driving it was immediately clear the car was very different. That back end with all that extra power really wanted to step out and that gives you more chances to hit cones. Cones deduct 5 seconds off your lap and that is too big of a gap to come back from. If you hit a cone your lap is over.
I am gutted. Literally right in front of the stop box and I smoked 2 tires.
These mistakes were going to cost me because while I was getting close to Peter's times, so was the Ford Mustang. It was getting dangerously close to knocking me down another spot. As the morning went on, we kept giving the lead back and forth. Our cooling system was kind of working, we were getting used to the power, and I was giving up a lot of mechanical sympathy for the car to get better times. And even though we had a couple of mechanical faults, we did hold first for a period of time.
I'm winning.
But Peter's last morning run, well, he did pretty good.
My best is a 72.8, he did a 71. Which means I not only have to beat him in the afternoon, but I have to beat him more than I lost to him this morning. To beat him by more than a second and a half in the afternoon, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna be here for it.
That guy is beating me. I should say that Peter's one of the nicest guys in the world, and when he used to smack my times down, he'd still come over and tell me I did a good job. Be at least a little bit more smug if you're going to be faster.
So with 5 laps remaining in the afternoon, it was now or never to put the hammer down. As the afternoon progressed, I was able to keep myself just ahead of the Mustang, but I wasn't quite able to get to Peter's times, and I thought I had 2 laps left.
I thought we were doing 5 laps again like we did in the morning, but we're doing 4. I've done 3. I don't think any of them have been good.
But luckily for me, Peter's in the exact same boat, having hit a tire on every single lap. If I can go out there and do 1 clean lap, I'll have enough of a gap to come away with a win. So long as his 4th isn't good.
I've got this one and that's it. I'm not trying to create tension. I think it's genuinely come to this. I don't know what the times are, but I don't think I'm 5 seconds down. I have 1 lap left. This is it. This is the final moment. That felt great! That felt great! Oh!
I am in the middle of the racetrack. I don't know what my time is. I know Peter hasn't had a clean run yet. I'm watching him for his final lap right now. This guy, that looks fantastic. I don't think he's missed a turn. Oh my God. I couldn't have been faster than that. Not a chance.
Do we want to know who won? In the 3rd place, we have Matthew. Followed by Delvin. Are you forgetting? I mean, I know it's just really written, but and Peter.
Well, at the end of the day, it seems I got too ambitious to think I could run away with first. But I did succeed in the podium, and the car is still together, so I can go racing again, and I can come back faster, and I can finally kick Peter off that #1 position. Maybe in a future video. Thank you so much for watching.